Hey, fellas. Man, week 9. Here we go. The season starts tomorrow. So hopefully you got this. Sorry I didn't get this out to you yesterday. I was exhausted after the wedding. Thank you guys for keeping us in your prayers and keeping Matt in your prayers. They are safely on Maui. Um, he was a little put off yesterday when it was 90 degrees. He was a little offended by that. He goes, "You didn't warn us that it was 90 degrees." I said, "Man, it's Hawaii. What were you thinking?" But anyway, he and Shayla are in Hawaii, and hopefully they're enjoying one another and enjoying God's incredible creation a way you can't. You don't really see it here in Iowa. It kind of dusted today, the snow. Uh, I don't know if I'll count it as the first snow, but it certainly fell from the sky a little bit. But excited to get you guys back here tomorrow. In thinking about Matt's wedding, again, a lot of rich fellowship that we had with family and friends that we haven't seen in a while. My brother came up. We had some dear friends from Colorado who have known Matt since he was, man, out of the womb, probably. I don't know. It was good. A lot of stories were told, a lot of good fellowship. But Matt had some dear friends that stood up for him, and he was talking about each individual on Friday night. You know, this is why I asked you to be a groomsman. This is why I asked you to be a groomsman. And something struck me. He talked about Cookie, all right, and Cookie and Matt have been friends for a long time, since the high school days, and they were roommates, and that went okay. They made it through the roommate phase, but one of the things Matt said about Cookie is that he was just a loyal friend, um, a loyal friend, and that just and that is kind of leads me into what I want to talk to you guys about this week, or what we're going to spend the next 2 weeks dealing with or focusing on, is this idea of reliability. Who in your life is reliable? Who in your life can you count on? All right. Up until this point, we have talked about kind of moral skills that we want to build up in you guys, being grateful, uh, uh, learning to respect one another, love one another, care for one another, the idea of integrity. Yeah, and these are skills that we need to build up in us, that we hope to build up in you through this program. But these are things that people feel. It's like if I have a grateful heart, people feel that. And so these are skills that make us a positive team. They are skills uh, that we use to invest in other people. In other people, when I am strong, when I can care for other people well, it makes them feel good. All right. So it's kind of like these legacy types of skills where I'm leaving a legacy. We're going to shift gears and we're going to start talking a lot about performance skills, skills that people see. All right. So the first one is this idea of reliability, and that could probably go both ways. If I'm a reliable person, people feel that, people begin to trust me, people can count on me. But also, when I'm reliable in my training, they see the product, the outcome product of my training. So when I'm reliable in my practice, when I'm reliable with my diet, it allows me to push forward in my own dreams and aspirations. And people see that, right? And it's attractive. You think about strong athletes or guys that have reached the pinnacle of our sport. They're reliable athletes. They're reliable wrestlers. They show up when it's game time. They are there. They're there to compete, and they compete well, and they do it over a long period of time. You know, Jordan Burroughs, and we've been kind of Josh Lewis and I have been debating back and forth, Jordan Burroughs, Kyle Day kind of thing. But Jordan Burroughs, he's been at the top of our sport for, man, is it like a decade maybe? I don't know. It's been a long time, right? And you would say that he's a reliable athlete. He's a reliable wrestler. You know, when he shows up, it's going to be, he's ready to go. You trust that. And and so I want you guys to think about who in your life is reliable. Who can you count on? And we talked about having a Barnabas last week, right? So maybe building on that as well. Um, and the one thing I want to really draw your attention to is I'm a reliable person. I would count myself as a reliable person, but there are times when I fall short. There are times when I'm not reliable. None of us is 100% reliable all the time, right? And we're not designed to be. We're to strive for that, but that is not something that is attainable. I mean, I'm going to mess up. You're going to mess up. People are going to mess up. I'm going to let my wife down. I'm going to let my sons and my daughters down. And they understand that, and I'm repentive, and I ask for forgiveness for that. But and yes, but there is one who is always faithful. There is one who is always faithful. In Psalms 55:22, Psalm 55, verse 22, the psalmist writes this: "Cast your burden upon the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken." Now that doesn't mean bad things aren't going to happen, but when I'm righteous, when I am the righteous, He is always there for them. And here's the thing: righteousness is something I can strive for. We call that sanctification. I'm working out my salvation, but righteousness comes from belief. It comes from faith. I'm made righteous because I believe. I'm saved by grace through faith, right? So because of my faith, I'm made righteous. And Psalms 55 tells me that because of that righteousness, He will never allow the righteous to be shaken. All right? So I'm going to have hard days. I'm going to have things that don't go my way. But that's in the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things, God has my back. He always has, and He always will, and I trust in that, and that sustains me. That leads me through. That carries me through. So as we embark on this long season, I want you guys to draw strength from that promise, and I hope that you take it as a promise. The Lord, He will sustain you. All right, you will not be shaken. So get ready for the week. Get excited about what's ahead of us. We're going to be training hard for the next 3 weeks till we get to November 14th, where we're going to be going to Mitchell, South Dakota. Big week ahead of us. The foundation we lay this week is going to carry us through over the next 2 to 3 months. So I'm excited to see how you guys respond, how you take a lot of that preseason training, and how you transition into the season. I'm excited to see how you do that. So with that, hopefully you get a good night's sleep. Travel safely back to the OC, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4. All right, bye. I'm out.